Hi there, Capricorn. Thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for October. A month which is quite literally going to see the force be with you. And this is going to come about because of the arrival late last month of Mars into your sign. But Mars is going to make some hugely influential links this month. But it's not just that, because as this month begins, Mercury, the planet of the intellect, of thought and talk, continues in the most expansive part of your scope, where it's been for an extended period, for the first week. And also Venus, the planet of relating, is in the friendliest, most wonderful part of your situation in terms of interacting with other people. So, your drive, which is going to increase considerably with the force of Mars, is also added to a new moon in the sign of Libra on the first day, which is broadly going to connect with Jupiter, the planet of growth and ambition in your case, which arrived in this sector last month. Now Jupiter and Mars are going to be squaring for the first 2 weeks of this month. This is going to give you a fantastic appetite to push forwards with the things that are important to you. We all have different ambitions. They are completely unique to each of us. But whatever yours are, if you think about your neat goals, your desire to achieve them is definitely going to be ramped up to a new high. The new moon also pushes you to demonstrate to others your range of skills, because if you do, more plaudits and acknowledgement are going to be heading your way. And your profile is going to be raised, whether it's in your local community for any kind of voluntary acts you do, or anything to do to helping fellow citizens, or whether it's in a more commercial environment where your talents and your capabilities are going to become much more recognised. There is a little bit of a balancing act, however, to be found between the desire to have your voice heard and to have breakthroughs around your goals, and not trying too hard. You're one of the most well-structured people when it comes to approaching ambitions, because you grind your way towards them, taking lots of small but persistent steps. That is what makes you so special. But this month is pushing you to be much more adventurous and perhaps take a giant step forwards to something that is very, very important to you. But if you just push it a little bit too hard, you may find that some resistance comes your way from the very people you do need to keep on your side. The arrival on the 7th of Mercury is going to be very helpful. This can see you have an opportunity to learn new skills, perhaps in a training environment, or attend a conference or seminar where you can lecture people on the capabilities you have. But certainly Mercury moving into this area can help you network in a more professional context. There is a full moon on the 16th. This full moon is also going to be alongside the restless energies of Uranus, which have shook up your emotional and personal life for about 4 years now. This new moon suggests that something that needs to change in your wider world could have an impact on your more personal situation. It could even be a change of residence for some Capricorns, but you may almost make the decision to do this quite quickly, especially if you feel that you're too hemmed in where you're living currently, or it's an environment which is too small for you physically. Now, the really most important aspect of this whole month, I think, comes in week 3, because Mars then goes alongside Pluto, which has had such a fundamental impact on you over the last 7 years and has been pushing you to evolve like never before. And if you think back to 7 years ago and think how you've altered through that period of time, what you were doing then and what you're doing now, I think there's going to be a big difference. But when Mars goes alongside Pluto, these are the 2 rulers of Scorpio. You're talking passion central. And this can make you very single-minded. Right through week 3 and a couple of days into week 4, your desire to get your own way can be absolutely phenomenal. There is then the move of Venus on the 18th. But Venus moves from the friendless, joyful, part of your scope into a more reflective one for your love life. Food for thought, that's for sure. But the Sun moves on the 23rd, followed by Mercury on the 25th, into Scorpio, which is friendly for you. Water is carried by earth. If you think your earth element at the bottom of a river, you carry water. So there's a good conductivity between the two signs. And I think this puts you back to thinking about not just your goals and ambitions and targets, but more about your aspirations, your hopes. It's more spiritual, and it is more about how you connect with other people. But in the last week of this month, there's a big dust up between Mars in your sign and Uranus. And if something has really been too constricting for you, your desire to break out of it is going to be absolutely enormous. And the Sun and Mercury are really focusing your thinking on your long-term future. It's not just about goals that you can achieve this month. I think basically October is going to be about you really realising your special talents. It's not about becoming arrogant, above your station, or being dismissive of other people and their talents and their skills, but it's showing your natural leadership. You can direct that leadership towards yourself or towards others, and that can come to the fore. But as this month draws to a close, I think it becomes more about who you connect with at a personal level. And those kind of connections are going to be important, especially if there is something about your emotional or personal or home life which is stopping you breathing as you desperately need to do, because this is a month when you're going to have a dramatic desire to punch across who you are, the individual. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.